Okay guys, hope everybody's doing well. Sorry, this is the way it is. If you have any questions, we are working on getting video conferencing together, and that information will be coming to you through Canvas. And also the video conferencing will come through Canvas, all that information. The same with the assignments. The way I want you to turn in your assignments, I want you to take pictures of your work and send them to me, and I will grade them and put them in the computer. As far as tests and stuff like that, we're working on that. We'll probably be calling you guys into class, into school, as of right now. Who knows how in the future that's going to be. Anyway, 8.2, solving by isolation. The link for this assignment will be sent to you also on Canvas, and so that you'll have this video, and then there's another video on Canvas that will be working with that Mrs. Hawks made. It's a little bit of an older video, but yes. So solving by isolation. What that means, we're solving for x. You need to get x by itself. So let's go through a few examples. 4, 2x minus 3.
Teachers, we'll see if we can do this in one last shot. If you have not gotten your training for the web conferencing and the calendaring piece, head down to Coach Wise and Coach Shaw's old room, and we'll get that done. Should be about 10-ish people, I think. We'll see. See you about 5.
This is example 2 in your notes. We need to get x all by itself. So to do this, here's x. It's actually PEMDAS. You guys are all familiar with PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. This is PEMDAS backwards. Okay, it's SADMAP. It's backwards. Okay, we need to do subtraction and addition first. We need to add 8 to both sides. 4, 2x minus 3 squared equals, and then negative 4 plus 8 is 4. Now we've done addition and subtraction. Now it's multiplication and division. We need to divide by 4. So 2x minus 3 squared equals 1. Okay, at this point, and a lot of you are already aware, to get rid of the squared, it's the inverse operator of squared is the square root. Square root both sides. The way that works, the index here is 2, and in a way those cancel. The 2 and the 2's yeah. So it's 2x minus 3 equals, and we need to take a little minute to do a sidebar for what happens when you have x squared, you take the square root of that, you have to do the plus or minus of the other side. So when you do the variable square rooted, that's when you do plus or minus. And the reason why, if you have something like 4 square rooted, and what you're used to is that is 2, the reason why it's actually the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2, because 2 squared is 4, but negative 2 squared is also 4. So at this point, when you take the square root, it's plus or minus. 2x minus 3 equals plus or minus 1. Okay, then it's add 3 to both sides. So it's 2x equals 3 plus or minus 1, divide by 2, and x equals 3 plus 1 divided by 2. So we have 2 separate answers. We talked about earlier this week, or last week, we talked about the exponent of the leading term. That tells you how many answers you have in the fundamental theorem of algebra. So by the fundamental theorem of algebra, we have a quadratic, a parabola, so our answer, we should have two answers, and we do. 3 plus 1 over 2 and 3 minus 1 over 2. So 3 plus 1 over 2 and 3 minus 1 over 2. 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 divided by 2. That is 4 over 2 is 2. And 3 minus 1 is 2 over 2. So the two answers are x equals 2 and x equals 1. Those are the two answers. We'll work through a few more of these examples. If you have any questions, you can actually call me. My phone number is up there at the top. You can call me and I can answer questions, but that might be a little bit harder to do. But you also can, we're going to try and set up a scheduled times for everybody to get on and do video conferencing with me. Let's do another example. Example 3 in your notes. X squared over 6 plus 14 equals 18. Again, it's SADMEP. It's PEMDAS backwards. We have to do addition and subtraction first, so I'm going to minus 14 from both sides. X squared over 6 equals 4. 18 minus 14 is 4. I need to undo the operation done to x squared, which is being divided by 6. So to undo that, I'm going to times by 6. So x squared equals 24. Square rooting both sides, and at this point I'm taking the square root of a variable squared, so this is going to be plus or minus. X squared equals plus or minus, not x squared anymore, plus or minus the square root of 24. And you guys are all, we've done this a lot. 24, if you want to do it the long way, 24 is 2 times 12 is 2 times 6, and 2 times 3, it takes 2 to get out, dead and out, so it is 2 root 6. X equals plus or minus 2 root 6. And that's the answer. For this one, I'm going to have you guys try this one. This is example 4 in your notes. I want you guys, so if you want to pause the video now and come back to me, I want you to try this on your own on a piece of scratch paper or whatever. Try this problem, come up with the answer. Remember, you're going to have 2 answers. Okay, I don't know how that'll work, but now you've paused it. We're doing SADMEP, so we're going to add 13 to both sides. Negative 2x squared equals, and negative 175 plus 13 is negative 162. Divide by negative 2, and x squared is, I don't know why I wrote 1 there. 81. Yep, 81. And then square rooted, square root of 81 is 9, so x equals, when we do the square root of a variable squared, it's plus or minus 9. That's the answer. If I did my arithmetic right. Last one, and again, I'm going to ask you to pause this one and try it on your own. 2/3 x squared minus 2 plus 4 equals 16. Okay, SADMEP again, multiplication, addition and subtraction first, so I'm going to minus 4 from both sides. 2/3 x squared minus 2 equals 12. Now, I I need to undo this multiplication. So to undo that, I'm actually going to multiply by 3 over 2. That cancels that out. But I need to do it the other side. Multiply this by 3 over 2. Okay, some of you might have a hard time with that. If you want to multiply and then divide by 2, or you can divide by 2 and then multiply, it doesn't matter the order. X squared minus 2 equals 18. 12 times 3 is 36, divided by 2 is 18. Or 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Add 2 to both sides. X squared equals 20. Square root both sides, and remember when we take the square root of a variable squared, it is plus or minus. So x equals plus or minus root 20. That breaks down to x equals plus or minus 2 root 5. And that's the answer. I hope this works for you. If not, it's kind of the boat we're in. I apologize for any confusion, and again, we're hoping to have video conferencing where you can ask me questions. 8.2 assignment. Try and work through that. You guys, I've been grading your homework, and none of you are, well, not none, but a lot of you are not being very good about showing your work. It makes me think that maybe we're using other resources to do your homework. Please show your work on your homework. I'm going to not be showing or giving credit if you're not showing work. I'm going to start docking points for that. If you show no work, I'm just going to give it back to you and ask you to show your work. Yeah, photomath is a great thing. It can be really helpful if you use it the right way. Try and use it the right way.